Welcome to Inch online fashion designing classes. In the previous video, we made a sample of continuous opening. Today let us discuss on how to do piping, which is also called bias binding, on the neckline. As we all know, piping is used to finish necklines, armholes, sleeve edges, collars, cuffs, etc. and mostly seen in kids' garments and blouses. Piping is like a nightmare to most of the beginners. It is as simple as that if you understand the following steps. Number 1. Cutting off true bias. Number 2. Joining the bias pieces. Number 3. Calculating the width of the bias strip. Number 4. Shaping the neckline. And finally, number 5. Stitching the bias to the neckline without ease. With no further delay, let us start cutting the bias piece. A true bias falls on a diagonal line at 45-degree angle. So this is 90-degree and this is the 45-degree angle. This has the maximum elasticity which stretches more than any other direction on the cloth. This elasticity allows to stretch or contract and thus takes the shape of any curved edge, giving it a smooth finish. So the width of the crosspiece is 1 inch. So maximum you could take 1 1/4, not more than that. We need to cut bias pieces with 1 inch width. So we will be needing 2 or more pieces to finish a neckline. Mostly bias pieces are cut from the leftover fabric after cutting the garment. So it is very difficult to find 45-degree angle, in which case you see to it that these two measurements are almost equal. You just can't cut bias piece at random. You can't just cut it at any diagonal angle. So first, cutting of bias strip is done. Second, joining of bias strips. So place both the strips right side facing right side and the edge at right angles. So this forms number 7. So the top strip is shifted 1/4 inch above the bottom piece, and so that you get pointed edges on both the sides. Now if you try to match both the diagonal lines, we will not have any fabric to stitch at the top edge. So the top piece is shifted by 1/4 inch above the bottom piece, and now stitch it with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. See to that you don't change the angle here. Start and stop with back stitch. Open the cross piece, press the seam allowance open, make it flat. Now turn the cross piece to the right side and trim the excess projection. So the reason why we are making a diagonal joint is when the piping is folded, the seam allowance inside is distributed. It doesn't fall one over the other. So as a result, you get a even and a flat pipe. In case if you're going to have a straight joint, when you fold the pipe, the seam allowance falls one over the other, thus making it heavier and bulky. Normally cross pieces are cut from the leftover fabric. So it is not possible to get pointed edges all the time. But still you can put the pieces right side facing right side, forming a right angle or number 7 shape, and then stitch it diagonal. Later trim off the excess seam allowance, just leaving 1/4 inch, and then open the cross piece. So let us see what happens when we don't form right angles and stitch. So now here it might look straight, but then if you're going to match both the diagonal pieces and stitch diagonally, when you open the cross piece, you will not get a straight piece, rather you will get an angular piece like this. So first, cutting of cross piece is done, joining of bias piece is done, third, shaping of neckline. So square out at the neckline here and draw a shallow curve for the front neck. Don't make it too deep. If you're going to make a deep curve, it becomes difficult to stitch at the curved edge here. So as beginners, I would suggest you to first draw a shallow curve for the neck. Don't make it too shallow, as it might not give a round neck. So now let us join the shoulders of the front and back piece. So with right side facing right side, so the wrong side is on the top. So the deep curve is the front neck, and here on the back we have done continuous opening. So join the shoulders here. So for this I've taken the seam allowance as 1/4 of an inch. So without difference at the neckline, match the pieces and stitch with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. Always start stitching from the neck edge. From the neck edge, go to the armhole edge. We always start and end with a back stitch. So now press both the seam allowance. Press both the seam allowance to the back piece and make it flat. So let us take the cross piece and start doing piping at the neckline. So this again with right side of the cross piece facing the right side of the main fabric. So let us start from the opening here. So fold the seam allowance by 1/4 of an inch. Place it exactly at the opening here, and we start stitching with 1/4 inch of seam allowance or less than that. So you can have your presser foot as a guidance here. So let the edge of the presser foot match to the neckline edge. So we always start with the back stitch. So we discussed that easing is not done on the neckline. Easing is nothing but leaving the fabric loose. So this is called easing. When you leave the fabric loose, it becomes easing. So here we are not going to stretch the cross piece, or neither we are not going to ease at the neckline. So bring the neckline flat. See to it you match the cross piece and the neckline together. Don't stretch the neckline, as it might distort the shape. So do it slowly. You see to it the presser foot edge matches to the neckline edge. So could you see I am just trying to bring the neckline straight down to match to the cross piece here. Similarly, when you're ending at the other point, leave 1/4 of an inch, cut off the excess cross piece. Now fold the 1/4 inch. End with the back stitch. So now I have folded the top edge of the cross piece by 1/4 inch and I have ironed it. So just fold 1/4 inch and iron it. So it should be even throughout. It should be 1/4 inch throughout. So now press the seam allowance towards the cross piece. Don't press it to the main borders here. Let it face the cross piece. So press it flat, crease it out well. So only then when the cross piece is folded over the seam allowance, you will get a neat pipe here. So most of them make a mistake by pressing the seam allowance flat to the main fabric. They press it flat to the main fabric, and then when the pipe is formed, you will almost get a flat piece. It will not be a rounded pipe. So always press the seam allowance facing the cross piece. Now fold the cross piece over the seam allowance. Okay. So now you see to it, you form an even pipe throughout. Now we are going to give a stitch into the pit here. I'm not going to stitch on the cross piece, neither on the fabric. We have to stitch inside the pit here, the joint. So the piping is done. When you match the openings here, the neckline should match without any difference. So if you just follow these few simple steps, you are sure to get a very neat piping. So happy sewing. Thank you.